As promised, the phenomenon, the pride of the Philippines, up to a career-high ranking this week of 29 in the world. Back, take away the year and everything that's happened since, but even just that tournament, beating 3 former major winners, including the woman who had just won the last major and an all-time great in Iga Swiatek.
The former world #1 and Grand Slam title holder launched into a fiery take on the WTA landscape, and ever since, the tennis world hasn't stopped buzzing about his comments. When he invited Alex Eala onto his podcast, the tone was set immediately. This was never going to feel like a standard, predictable interview. From the opening exchange, Roddick approached her with a level of respect and admiration usually reserved for players he views as truly significant to the sport's present and future. By the end of their discussion, he delivered a statement that echoed across the entire tennis community. In his eyes, Alex Eala represents the Philippines, not only within tennis, but on the broader global stage. Take a second to process that. Andy Roddick, a player who has operated at the very peak of the game and witnessed generations of talent rise and fall, sat across from this young star completely captivated. He didn't try to downplay it or mask his reaction. There was no sense of obligation or routine media performance. This wasn't about politeness or ticking boxes. It was real admiration, and every word he spoke made that unmistakably clear.
Knows how to play this game. Just for our listeners, you are a professional player. You're not overawed by just being in a tournament. But then you run up against people who have won slams, and then you start beating them.
Right from the start of their discussion, Roddick made it clear how monumental Eala's emergence has been for her country. He highlighted a reality that often slips past casual observers. The Philippines, home to more than 100 million people and known for its deep love of sports and fierce competitive nature, had never produced a player who reached the top 100 in either the WTA or ATP rankings. Not once in its entire tennis history. Then Alex Eala arrived and didn't simply cross that line. She blew past it in remarkable fashion. Roddick spoke about this with real intensity, stressing that her achievement means far more than individual success. This wasn't just about her own breakthrough. It was about delivering a historic moment for a nation that had waited years to witness something like this. She stepped into the spotlight as the face of Philippine tennis at a time when no one else was even close to reaching that level. For Roddick, that broader context elevates her accomplishments beyond what the raw results alone might indicate. But he didn't stop with that point. He also reflected on the defining turning point in her journey, the performance that forced the entire tennis world to take notice. Her run at last year's Miami Open. And as Roddick described it, there was a clear sense of genuine respect and admiration in every word he spoke.
Could you have imagined at that moment, take away the year and everything that's happened since, but even just that tournament, beating 3 former major winners, including the woman who had just won the last major?
Here's how it unfolded. Alex Eala arrived at the Miami Open sitting roughly around 140 in the world rankings. She was competing on a wild card, meaning she had been granted entry into the tournament without qualifying through her ranking, stepping straight into a field filled with the best players in the game. Typically, wildcard players come in, maybe win a round if things go perfectly, and then quietly bow out. That's the harsh reality of top-level tennis. The difference between the elite tier and the rest is usually massive. But Eala clearly didn't follow that script. Instead, she stepped onto the courts in Miami and began putting together a run that absolutely no one had anticipated.
As promised, the phenomenon, the pride of the Philippines, up to a career-high ranking this week of 29 in the world. Back,
she began taking down former Grand Slam champions, one after another. Not just a single upset, not even 2, but 3 in total. And among those victories was Swiatek, a player widely seen as one of the defining figures of her era and among the most dominant forces the sport has ever witnessed. Roddick summed up her Miami campaign with one powerful word: majestic. And honestly, it fit perfectly. The level she reached was stunning, historic even, the kind of run that only happens once in a generation and forces everyone to rethink the limits of what can be achieved in tennis. Roddick was eager to dig deeper into that experience. He wanted to know what was going through her mind in those moments, how someone ranked 140 in the world, entering as a wild card, could remain so calm, so bold, and so locked in while defeating 3 Grand Slam champions in succession. This wasn't a typical interview dynamic. He wasn't just asking questions like a reporter. He approached her as a fellow competitor would, driven by real curiosity, genuine respect, and the clear understanding that he was speaking with someone exceptional. He also took time to recognize what she has continued to accomplish since that unforgettable Miami run. Because for any athlete, the real challenge begins after a breakthrough, handling the spotlight, the pressure, and the expectations that suddenly follow. And Eala has met that challenge head-on. She has stayed committed, continued to compete, and consistently shown that Miami was no accident. It was a statement. Then Roddick made his stance unmistakably clear. Alex Eala represents the Philippines, not only in tennis, but on the global stage. For a nation with a massive population and a deep passion for sport, she has become the clearest example of what Filipino athletes can achieve at the highest level. Roddick said it with conviction, and there was no doubt he fully stood behind every word.
Take away the year and everything that's happened since, but even just that tournament, beating 3 former major winners, including the woman who had just won the last major and an all-time great in Iga Swiatek.
Maria Sharapova, a former world number 1, 5-time Grand Slam winner, and one of the most recognizable names in the history of women's tennis, has also been outspoken in her praise of Alex Eala. But her comments go much deeper than simply applauding a rising talent. In her view, Eala represents something the sport has been missing for years. Since that breakout performance in Miami, Sharapova has followed Ayala's journey closely, and what has impressed her most is not just the results on the court. It is the way Eala has handled everything around it: the spotlight, the pressure of sudden global attention, and the responsibility of carrying expectations at such a young stage of her career. Sharapova, who understands better than almost anyone the weight that comes with that level of scrutiny, believes Eala has managed it with a level of calmness, discipline, and professionalism far beyond her age. She even revealed that she found herself quietly supporting Eala during crucial moments, including her opening match at the US Open, genuinely hoping to see her succeed. For Sharapova, this has never been only about wins and losses. What Eala represents goes much deeper, standing as something truly significant for the future direction of the sport as a whole.
I remember attending the first round of her match, which was a tough match at the US Open, and then I went back home, and then I was contemplating coming back, and I wanted to witness her win because I think she has such an amazing head on her shoulders and the game, and I think she has a voice and a platform that's going to, transcend. Trees are so special, but if you treat them too high, and you treat the tough moments as a really big low in your career, it's hard to find that happy medium, and I think that's what that sweet spot.
And then there is Novak Djokovic, widely considered by many to be the greatest player of all time, a competitor who has gone up against legends from multiple eras of professional tennis. According to reports, he remarked that Alex Eala is exciting to watch on television, but even more impressive when seen up close in person. He portrayed her as a remarkable athlete steadily earning her place in the WTA for all the right reasons. Not because of hype or media-driven narratives, but through pure ability, relentless commitment, and the kind of tireless work ethic that defines true champions. When praise like that comes from Djokovic, it carries a level of significance that is incredibly difficult to overstate.
Alex is someone I get along very well with on and off the court, so I have to figure it out. I was really blown away by how inspired she was. I mean, I was blown away by watching.
So what does all of this really mean? It shows that the biggest names and most respected voices in tennis are independently reaching the exact same conclusion. This isn't artificial hype or a media-created narrative. It's a genuine response from champions who know how to recognize greatness when they see it up close. Andy Roddick may have said it first, and perhaps most emphatically, but the message is now being echoed across the sport. Alex Eala entered Miami as a wild card, ranked around 140 in the world, and left having completely reshaped the conversation around Philippine tennis, Asian tennis, and even the women's game as a whole. She has become the face of the Philippines, and based on how the global tennis community is reacting, she could very well be becoming the face of something much bigger than that.